Okay, we've been given a quadratic equation and we are expected to factorize. Foremost, I would be grouping the terms that I see here. So this will be group 1 and this could be group 2. Now from group 1, I would be taking the variable x as a common factor. Thereby the first term would become x positive 1, because x multiplied with x would give us x squared and x multiplied with 1 would give us x. The sign between the terms is positive, so I retain a positive sign. Between group 2, or I should say from group 2, I would be taking the constant 3 out. When I take it, the first term would become x followed by the second term, which is positive 1, because 3 times x would give me 3x and 3 times 1 would give me 3. Now always have it in mind that the information that you see here as a factor should also be a factor in the second component. If you're not getting it, then your factorization has an error. Having said that, from these informations that you see here, I clearly see that x plus 1 and x plus 1 can be taken out, or I should say x plus 1 is a factor in the components that we see. So x plus 1 is taken as a component, or I should say x plus 1 is taken as a factor. When x plus 1 is taken as a factor, the term that remains is x, followed by the positive sign which we see here. Similarly, the term I see in the second component would be 3. Hence, the final factorized form is x positive 1 times x positive 3, which is a solution. Now, in question number B, I would be grouping in the same fashion. This would be group 1 and this would be group 2. From group 1, I would be taking x as a factor. That leaves me x negative 2, because x into x would give me x squared, x times minus 2 would give me negative 2x. The sign I see here is negative. I place the negative sign out. Now on the rough side, clearly I have a 5 and a 10. 5, right? The only quantity which divides both 5 and 10 would be the number 5. Having said that, I would be taking the number 5 out as a common factor and then open the parenthesis. So the first component would be x, because negative 5 times x would give me negative 5x, followed by, I need to get positive 10 here. So the only way I would be able to get is by placing a negative 2, because negative 2 times a negative 5 would ensure a positive 10. Clearly I see a presence of x minus 2 and an x minus 2. Hence, this factorization is almost right. Having said that, let us pick x negative 2 as a common factor. Once I do that, the number or the variable that remains here is x, followed by a negative sign and the number 5. Hence the final solution would be x negative 2 times x minus 5, the complete factorization of the given polynomial.